Would you all please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the presentation of colors and the national anthem. Could we give a round of applause to the Show Me Gold program and the Missouri Southern Orchestra led by Rick Espinosa. Thank you very much. And you may be seated. Good morning. My name is Dr. Alan Marble, and I'm president of Missouri Southern State University. I'd like to welcome you to our winter 2014 commencement ceremonies. To begin, I would like to introduce our platform party, beginning from the right of the stage, Ms. Cheryl Dobson, Registrar, Ms. Shally Lundeen, President of the Alumni Association Board, Dr. Michael Garut, President of the Faculty Senate and Professor of Chemistry and Physical Sciences, Dr. Susan Kimball, Clinical Associate Professor and Graduate Nursing Program Director at the University of Missouri Kansas City School of Nursing and Health Studies, Dr. Melissa Joy Roberts, Interim Associate Dean of the University of Missouri Kansas City School of Nursing and Health Studies, Dr. Ron Mitchell, Dean of Students, Mr. Jared Bergeman, Director of Athletics, Mr. Rob Youst, Vice President of Business Affairs, Mrs. Joanne Graffam, Vice President of Development and Executive Director of the Missouri Southern Foundation, Mr. Darren Fullerton, Vice President of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, Dr. Pat Lapira, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Now from the right of the stage, Dr. Richard Miller, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Tia Straight, Dean of the School of Health Sciences, Dr. John Grossbeck, Dean of the Robert W. Plaster School of Business, Mr. Keith Hankins, Member of the Board of Governors, Mr. Bill Gibson, Member of the Board of Governors, Ms. Tracy Flanagan, Member of the Board of Governors, Mr. Rod Anderson, Member of the Board of Governors, and Mr. James Fleischaker, Chair of the Board of Governors, and Mr. Kevin Williams, our guest speaker, who will be formally introduced in just a few moments. You know, there are a few things, few ceremonial activities actually, that date back as far in our history as commencement. It's a time-honored tradition that has deep symbolic meaning. The significance of having earned a college degree is an important designation in our society because it can serve as a doorway to future success, upward mobility, and civic responsibility. This morning, more than 300 students will cross the stage and transition from students to alumni. For every one of them, it's been a personal journey. And for many, earning this degree has been a challenging experience. Some of you in this graduating class overcame enormous challenges just to be sitting here today. Whether it meant juggling family responsibilities or working 2 and sometimes even 3 jobs as you made your way through school. A few of you who are international students traveled thousands of miles to pursue your dreams. But no matter your circumstances, all of you here today are to be commended for your courage and tenacity, and you should be very proud of what you've accomplished. But I'll bet you didn't reach these goals all by yourself. Most likely you were surrounded by friends and family that supported you during those long hours of study. So students, I think it would be appropriate for us to recognize the people who helped support you to reach this milestone, your parents, spouses, and family members. So if you're a parent of one of these graduates or a family member, please stand and let us recognize you. Graduates, you should also know that you're sitting here today because of our terrific faculty judged each of you worthy of the scholarly credentials you're receiving. I know our faculty members take their responsibilities very seriously, and they've led you through a challenging yet rewarding course of study. I think it would be appropriate for our remarkable faculty to stand and be recognized for their essential contributions to your education. And I'd also invite emeritus faculty who are with us to stand too. Please join me in thanking them. At this time, I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker, an alum who has quite a success story. A 1987 graduate of Missouri Southern, Kevin Williams is Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer of Jack Henry & Associates in Monette. It's a leading provider of computer systems and electronic payment solutions for financial services organizations. The company has more than 11,000 clients and nearly 6,000 employees. We're proud a person of his caliber has such a strong connection to our university. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Kevin Williams.
Thank you, Dr. Marble and the administrative team for inviting me to speak today. Also, a special thank you to all the professors and all the people here at Missouri Southern for the great education that you give these graduates and that I myself got years ago and all the previous graduates. So thank you very much to all the professors. It is an honor and privilege to speak to you today. I would like to congratulate all the graduates for receiving a diploma from what I consider the best university in the United States. So congratulations to you all. I also realize that y'all want to get out of here and start celebrating, so I'll try to keep my comments brief. I've done many things in my life. I've done many different jobs, and I've learned and retained lessons from a lot of those. And I've got a lot of life experiences along the way. We all need to recognize these life lessons when we live them and try to retain those lessons to use as tools in the future wherever it leads us. I'm going to give you all a few examples of my life lessons as we go along, just to kind of tell you how I got to where I am today. It's kind of a strange road. I am absolutely positive that if I would update my resume today, that it would not look like the chief financial officer of any publicly traded company in the United States. As I said, it's got many crooks and turns in it. But let me go ahead and answer the 2 most frequently asked questions I get, which I'm sure is on some of you's minds. I'm 6'10", and yes, I played basketball. After being selected for the McDonald's All-American team my senior year in high school, I graduated from Nevada, just north of here. I accepted a scholarship to the University of Missouri of Columbia to play for Norm Stewart, which I'm dating myself, that's years ago. However, after receiving a career-ending injury my second year, I knew in my heart that I wasn't there for the education. And I knew my parents couldn't afford the tuition anyway without the scholarship. So I decided to go home and find out what else I could do in life. So therefore, I'm like that TV commercial that says most NCAA athletes are going to turn out pro in something other than sports. So I'm a poster child for that. I grew up on a farm. I did a number of different related jobs for the next year or so. When I turned 21, I actually became a truck driver. And I became an over-the-road independent truck driver driving all over the United States. And it was a very good education for me. It's like running your own business. And it was really a good time in my life because I met a lot of interesting people, went to a lot of interesting places. So you ask why I stopped. Actually, I was hauling a load of oats to South Texas, and another semi was passing me, and an elderly couple pulls out in front of me, and going about 30 miles an hour in a pickup with a camper. I rear-end them. I have nothing else to do. So I'm sitting there waiting for the highway patrolman to come give me a ticket for what this elderly couple caused me to do. I dawned on me that maybe I should do something else. However, it was a little bit later when I was actually driving the truck to the truck dealership to get windshields replaced because they'd been knocked out in the rain. So the rain's hit me in the face at 50 miles an hour. I'm thinking, yep, time to go do something else. I still wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. So I agreed to be a bartender and a bouncer, which taught me two things. One, how to get along with drunks, because it's amazing how insanely stupid things they can do when they're drunk. And the second thing was I really didn't enjoy doing that. So I knew I didn't want to be a bouncer and bartender the rest of my life, so what did I do next? This may be the stupidest thing I agreed to do. I agreed to help build a grain elevator. Now, a grain elevator has all these grain bins, which are pretty easy to put up. I mean, you just put bolts in them and it's not dangerous. But there's this thing called a leg in the middle of the grain bins. It's a real tall thing. You all see it as you drive by grain elevators. Somehow that has to get up there, and all these spouts have to get hooked up to it. Well, you set it up there with a crane, and when you first set it up there, it's got 4 little cables holding it. Somebody has to go up there to tie this. Now, remember, I'm a pretty good-sized guy. I'm not sure how I drew the short straw, but to get up there, you actually put your foot in the hook on the cable. I'm sure this is not OSHA approved today. Put your hook on the cable, grab the cable, and they lift you up 100 feet and set you on this leg, this swing. They say 2 to 3 feet in there. I'm thinking it's more like 20 feet. And so I'm going to tell you, I don't know whether it was the ride up or the view from up there looking down 100 feet and seeing nothing but concrete and steel that said, this is really a signal that I need to do something else. And what that really taught me was that I actually truly valued my life, and it was actually time for me to start making smarter choices. So then I probably made the smartest choice of my life. I decided to come back to college here at Missouri Southern. And I have to be honest with you, it was actually my girlfriend at the time, now my wife of 27 years, Tony, also a Missouri Southern graduate, and her parents that convinced me that I should come back to Southern and get an education. When I came back, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to major in, but I knew it had to be in business because, again, owning a truck and operating it was very much like owning your own business. So I enrolled in the School of Business, and my first day in accounting class was a professor named Larry Good, great guy. He said the first day of school, he said, if you're going into accounting or any career for the money, you're going into it for the wrong reason. Because you have to truly love what you do to truly be successful. I don't think there's ever been any truer words spoken. It was, it's a very good saying. However, Larry and I stayed friends until after I graduated, and I will tell you 2 or 3 years after I graduated when I was in public accounting, we were sitting around visiting. I said, Larry, you know, those are very good words of wisdom. However, it actually doesn't hurt for them to pay you really well for doing what you love doing too. So I think he had half the equation down right. So after graduating from Southern, as Dr. Marble said, I went to BK&D, and while I was there, I was fortunate enough to be involved in a lot of different industries. So I went to the job when I was BK&D to become their trucking expert. That makes sense, doesn't it? Because I had a pretty good background in trucking. So I went there to be the trucking expert, but I learned a lot of different industries. I mean, those industries range from a mushroom farm in Miami, Oklahoma, to a shingles manufacturer here in Joplin, to mattress manufacturer in Carthage, and everything in between. So you get a very good understanding and knowledge of all the different businesses, but I will tell you that my education here at Southern and all the different things that I had learned through life, owning a truck and everything else, helped contribute to my success in public accounting to be able to take care of all those customers. I also became the office specialist in SEC, or Security Exchange Commission, which again forced me to go back and do a lot of studying, kind of like you all are glad you're done with for now. But it's one of those things that, in my opinion, you have to continue learning and improving yourself every day. So I became the resident expert on SECs, and because of that, in 1991, I was fortunate enough to pick up Jack Henry as a client of mine. And because of all my background in all the different companies, I was able to help Jack Henry to do a lot of other things other than just auditing and compliance work. I actually helped them look at all their acquisitions. I helped them through some amazing growth, which I hit on here in a minute, because we've seen some very good growth. And since 1991, we've done about 50 acquisitions where we bought other companies. And I will tell you that every one of them is different, and I've learned something from every one of them. But in 1991, Jack Henry was a very small company. They had 20 million in revenue, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. 20 million in revenue, 108 employees, and they were all located in Monette, Missouri. And again, Southern gave me the tools to really take care of Jack Henry as I was going along. And in 1998, I was extended the job offer with Jack Henry Associates, and Mike Henry, the founder's son, calls me one day and he says, "Kevin, I'd like to take you to dinner." So we meet at Club 609, downtown Joplin, and we're sitting there and looking at our menus, and Mike puts his menu down. He said, "So, Kevin, why do you want to leave BKD?" And I said, "Mike, you called me. I didn't call you." And he's like, "That's going to cost me, isn't it?" And I said, "You have no idea." So, little life lesson there is, when you're in a situation like that, you want to listen before you speak. So it was very good. And I knew in my heart that I wanted to go to work at Jack Henry. That's where I truly wanted to be. In 1998, we had total revenue of 113 million. So we'd grown in 91 from 20 million to 113 million and had 600 employees. Now I'll tell you something about Jack Henry. For those of you who know where Monette, Missouri is, not only did Jack Henry grow amazingly in the 90s, but our stock price was the second best appreciating stock of all publicly traded in the United States. Now you think about that. Little Monette, Missouri, a company that is the second best performing stocks of all companies in the United States. That is pretty phenomenal, which is another reason why I thought I should go there. Today we have 1.2 billion in revenue and over 5,600 employees in over 50 locations. And one thing I want to make very clear, during my time at Jack Henry, I have dealt with individuals who have degrees from many universities much larger than Southern. In fact, I repeatedly run into professionals like investment bankers in New York City who love to tell me that they have their MBA from the Harvard School of Business. And here's the important part. Not once have I felt at a disadvantage to these guys because I have a degree from Missouri Southern. So congratulations, Missouri Southern. It's not the name on the outside of the buildings, but it's rather the quality of the education within the building that you get here at Southern. So trust me, you should be very proud of your degree from Missouri Southern State University. Don't be afraid to make the choices of a change in your life. You can see that I have made many changes in my life. I'm not suggesting any of you take any of those, but it turned out pretty well for me. There's one other thing that I'd like to briefly mention or briefly touch on, and that is that life is precious. This is a little personal, but in the 5 years between 1996 and 2001, that was a blur to my wife and I. During this time, our daughter Tally was born. She had vision challenges, and we were told when she was 2 that we should move near a blind school. I have never been one to turn down a challenge, so I decided that doctor was wrong. And after many doctors, many surgeries, she's now 18 years old, a senior in Monette High School, and she has 20/40 vision. So, in other words, life is precious. Never give up on your dreams, and I'm not going to give up on my daughter. Also, during this 5-year period, my wife and I lost all 4 parents to different types of cancer. We lost 3 of them in 15 months. So why do I tell you this? Not to be morbid, but death is in everyone's future. So it's important to make the most of each day you all have Obviously, during this period of the loss of my parents, we faced these challenges head on because we had no other choice. But at the same time, as a wake-up call and remind us each day that life is short and we need to continue living. No one wants to hurry to get to their final destination, but we all know that we will get there in our own time. This is a normal evolution of life. Out with the old, in with the new. Right now, you all are the new. So each and every one of you, you need to strive to make the most of it, because here's the really sad part. Not too long from now, even though you don't want to think about it today, you will become the old, you will eventually go away and replaced by the new. Sorry to be so brutally honest, but it is also true. The point to this is that all of our time is limited, so please don't waste it by being afraid to make choices in life, to take some chances in life, to always strive to have fun, and most importantly, enjoy life and live it to its fullest. You are young, this is your time, so embrace it, stay young at heart as long as you can, and don't be afraid to follow your heart with life's opportunities. Again, I want to congratulate you all for graduating from what I consider the greatest university around, Missouri Southern State University, and I wish you much success in your future endeavors wherever they take you. Thank you.
Missouri Southern State University offers graduate degrees cooperatively with other universities in the state. This morning, Northwest Missouri State University, Southeast Missouri State University, the University of Missouri Kansas City, and Missouri Southern State University will confer Master of Science degrees in Education, Criminal Justice, and Nursing. Dr. Melissa Joy Roberts, the Interim Associate Dean from the UMKC School of Nursing and Health Studies, and Dr. Susan Kimball, the Clinical Associate Professor and Graduate Nursing Program Director of the University of Missouri Kansas City School of Nursing, along with our respective deans, will assist in the hooding ceremonies. Will all candidates for the master's degree please stand? Dr. Marble, upon completion of the course of study prescribed by Missouri Southern State University and the Cooperative University, and upon recommendation of the faculty from both universities, we present these candidates to you for the conferring of the Master of Science degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Missouri Southern State University and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and the state legislature, I confer upon each of you the master's degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Please proceed to the stage.
Amanda Aaron Curtis. Monte Sel. Monte Sullivan Powell. Joshua David Ruckman. Sarah R. Baker. Ashley Michelle Benford. Natasha Nicole Bird. Kelly E. Copeland. Kira Clement Monig. Summer A. Norman. Nathan Philip Schatz.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degree please stand? Dr. Marble, upon their completion of the course of study prescribed by Missouri Southern State University and upon recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you for the conferring of the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, the Bachelor of Science in Education, and the Bachelor of General Studies.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Missouri Southern State University and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and the state legislature, I confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree with the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Please be seated. Will all the candidates for the associate degree please stand? Dr. Marble, upon their completion of the course of study prescribed by Missouri Southern State University and upon recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you for the conferring of the Associate of Science degrees.
Upon recommendation of the faculty of Missouri Southern State University and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and the state legislature, I confer upon each of you the associate degree with the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. Excuse me.
Please be seated. We will now proceed to the presentation of diplomas. Will the first row of degree candidates please proceed to the stage?
Jordan Bethany Denefrio. Quinn P. Dirks. Erica Nicole Freeborn. Lindsay Ann Gregory. Brittany Marie Page. Linda Peterson. Samantha Lee Reeves. Genuine Tao. Katie Jo Topol. Haley Renee Velez. Edmund Gibson Wilson. Candace Leanne Ayton. Stephanie Jo Ayers. Brendan Patrick Bailey. Donald G. Bailey. Jacob Tyler Benton. Wesley Matthew Bishop. Johnny Lee Boyer. David Harold Buckley. Nicholas John Burnham. Lauren Brittany Bynum. Rebecca Suzanne Chavez. Brianna Lynn Davidson. Jacob Eggerman. Tanya K. Evans. Nazira Fleming. Siobhan Michelle Francis. Michael Leonard Garavaglia. Mark Wayne Gordon Jr. James Clinton Harper. Emily Jordan Hine. Chelsea Dawn Huffam. Jarrett D. Keller. Alicia Diane Knox. Jacob Dylan Laster. Michael David Lowe. Kaylee Jean McDaniel. Nicholas Andreas Meyer. Morgan Lee Marriott. Lindsay M. Miller. John D. Mitchell. Bradley Sean Monroe. Evan Moore. Kylie Melissa Norwood. Sushant Karki. Kristen Marie Shannon Dudolski. Jenny Lynn Simpkin. Dominique Rashad Simpson. Ethan Matthew Stump. Tyler M. Terry. Mackenzie E. Beach. Crystal Ann Wagner. Megan Marie Warzanik. Jason Patrick Wickham. Nia Yang. Jesse Wayne Seal. Theron A. Baker. Kayla Ann Bangs. Lindsay Nicole Bragg. Christina Marie Centeno. Jackson Douglas Kirkwright. Brooklyn Simone Farrell. Krista Lynn Haskins. Cara Lynn Holland. Matthew Woodrow Holland. Carson Ivy King. Paula K. Mosley. Courtney C. Pearson. David Piat. Kristen Lee Reyes. Tara M. Schneider. Hannah Fullerton. Brittany K. Smith. Michael Addison Wynn. Devin Lauren Bauman. John Jones. Aaron Carlson. Travis Thomas Creswell. Morgan S. Ferguson. Matt Reed Mengel. Jason Timothy Otero. Keith Austin Robertson. Isaiah J. Smith. Tammy Lynn Thompson. Scott Kenneth Ayton. Alexandra Marie Baldassare. Jessica D. Beck. Christopher Allen Bingham. Michael Wayne Blackwell. Brent Lee Blizzard. Caitlin Nicole Blizzard. Sarah Nicole Block. Michael Robert Bullard. Austin Tanner Cabey. Zachary H. Cowlton. Chase T. Cox. Keisha Renee Fry. Pamela Jolene Gartman. Perlene Mercedes George. Anthony Robert Geritano. Tiffany Leanne Gilbert. Amber Lee Gonzalez. Gage Patrick Hanlon. Molly Elizabeth Hargrove. James Lee Hollers Jr. Travis A. Hurd. Joel Bowen Jeffries. Jade Marie Jensen. Matthew Allen Kiger. Nikki N. Landis. Tiffany Rose Laughlin. Cynthia Renee Lebrand. Chad Charles Lind. Sharon Joanne Lindsay. Deborah Lynn Mars. Adam Lee Miller. Brandon Allen Plank. Shelley Deanne Rickey. Anna Renee Ross. Nelson Antonio Hibero Isbravach. Hannah Victoria Sievers. Jennings Brian Sermon. Cassandra K. Smith-Jones. Irvin Avedon Sosa. Clayton Seth Stem. Megan Marie Patton. Maxwell H. L. Stevens. Melissa Renee Straight. Caleb Wade Street. Megan Nicole Stump. Grant Marshall Thompson. Missy Ann Walker. Ashley Diane Moore. Jessica G. Montgomery. Kelsey Dawn Parsons. Tyla Jolene Payne. Sarah Beth Pekarik. Racy K. Thompson. Rondell Lynn Witt. William C. Westerhouse. Austin D. Wolf. Brandon Lee Blackburn. Megan Nicole Brossman. Rebecca Irene Carlson. M. Justin Green. Megan Danielle Johnson. Amy Elizabeth Prentice Rayborn. Diana Lee Rarick. Kelly K. White. Elizabeth Olsons. Nicole A. Bandy. Rochelle Danae Bartlett. Peyton Robert Bennett. Mary Catherine Bott. Sarah Beth Brazee. Chloe Brianna Brown. Cody W. Carlin. Alicia Ray Collard. Molly Catherine Collins. Kelsey Joe Coltress. Jessica Nicole Crum. Ashley Grace Larson. Shelby Renee Cummins. Christopher Allen Dolan. Erica Jordan Durasset. Chelsea Lee Easter. Stacy Renee Fields. Nathan Ryan Fortner. David Edward Goldschmidt. Logan Renee Grab. Caitlin Michelle Graham. Felicia Denise Graves. Elizabeth A. Hammonds. Casey Patrice Harris. Rachel Ann Hensley. Megan Katharina Holloway. Kristen Nicole Huff. Jessica Ann Julian. Cassie Marie Kendrick. Milani Elaine Kimbrough. Brittany Aaron Lampy. Sarah Lankford. Vanessa Nicole Lemon. Ashley Taylor McFarland. Catherine Michael. Elizabeth Marie Nichols. Zach D. Owens. Addie J. Phillips. Lisa K. Prater. Molly Jolene Suzanne Russell. Gretel Katrina Schmidt. Taylor Jane Smith. Chelsea Ann Sneed. Amy Michelle Stinnett. Shelby Ray Sullivan. Stephen Michael Tackett. Sarah Kristen Thompson. Adam R. Vore. Dana Whitley. Curtis M. Williams. Keisha Leanne Young. Casey Nicole Cole. Tara Lynn Michelle Massey. Jessica Montoya. Jude Obeto. Stacy J. Smith. Samuel Quinn Canfield.
Congratulations, graduates. As the President of the Faculty Senate, it is my honor and privilege to be the first to address you as graduates. And as a teacher, I have a question. If sometime during your years of school you've ever pulled an all-nighter, would you please raise your hand? Thanks, you can put him down now. The first all-nighter I remember was probably in 10th grade. I had to make a leaf collection for my biology class. Is Dr. Lawson here? Oh, don't listen to this part. I'd collected and identified a few leaves, but somehow I'd reached the day before it was due and I just didn't have nearly enough. I needed to have at least 20 leaves and I needed more if I wanted extra credit, which I definitely did. I recall my dad driving me all around Joplin to find leaves. He stayed up with me all that night as I pasted them on paper, used my dichotomous key to figure out which ones they were. I'm ashamed to admit that much of the handwriting on those 3x5 cards was actually my father's. He really bailed me out that night. Dad, if you're listening to this, I love you, thanks. One time in college, I pulled an all-nighter writing a paper. It was a term paper for a particular class. It was due, as I recall, Monday morning at 11, and I think I spent all night, Sunday night from 9 p.m. until Monday morning, 9 a.m., writing that paper. I don't recommend doing this, but I remember it. Certain experiences from our education stand out in our memory. I'm sure you have some stories to tell, and probably later today you'll tell some of them. I remember those all-nighters. I remember my 3 graduation ceremonies probably more fondly than I remember those all-nighters. Graduates, look around you right now. In the stands behind you are your families and friends. They've come to see you today to graduate. Some parents from nearby stood up earlier. Some probably traveled long distances to be here. You have the aunt from Colorado who came to see her niece graduate. Your brothers and sisters are there. Perhaps some traveled from even another country to be here on this day. Their batteries are charged up. Their cell phones are recording video. Thousands of pictures will be taken today. As Vice President Biden might say, this is a big deal. Graduates, even if you are solo today, there's a group of people who are here cheering you on. They're behind me on this stage. We're proud of you. We are thrilled to see you succeed, to begin the next stage of your life, to represent Missouri Southern. A little while ago when Dr. Lapira presented the graduates, she said these words: upon their completion of the course of study prescribed by Missouri Southern State University and upon recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you. We faculty do what we do for this very moment, the moment that we recommend that you go out there as graduates of Missouri Southern. Every one of you. I would say, get out there and make us proud. But you already have. Congratulations, graduates.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll notice that a number of the baccalaureate graduates are wearing one or more Missouri Southern State University honor cords. As we recognize these graduates and explain what each honor cord signifies, please hold your applause until all 3 groups have been identified. Will those wearing the green cords please rise? This cord is worn by the baccalaureate degree recipients who have completed the Missouri Southern State University Honors Program, a highly enriched and challenging 4-year curriculum. Please be seated. Will the wearers of the gold cords please rise? This cord is worn by the baccalaureate degree recipients who have met the requirements for the National Honor Society Alpha Chi. These students have achieved a cumulative GPA of 3.7 or higher after completing 7 semesters of study at Missouri Southern State University. Please be seated. Will those who wear the braided blue, black, and white cords please rise? These cords denote active membership in Omicron Delta Kappa, the National Leadership Honor Society. Membership is based upon 5 qualities: character, responsible leadership and service in campus and community, superior scholarship, genuine fellowship, and dedication to democratic ideals. Please be seated. Let's join in applauding all of these distinguished students. The meaning of the additional color codes are listed on page 17 of your program. May I direct your attention to the section of your program that lists the candidates for honors? That would be on page 4. Missouri Southern awards academic honors in 3 levels for both the baccalaureate, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude, and the associate degree, first honors, second honors, and third honors. Will all the candidates for academic honors that are listed in the program with a baccalaureate degree or an associate degree please stand? Let's recognize these outstanding students. You may be seated. We'd also like to recognize 4 graduates at this time who achieved a perfect 4.0 grade point average in pursuit of their associate and/or baccalaureate degree. Jacob Benton, Ashley Larson, Molly Russell, and Ethan Stump. You 4, please stand. You may have noticed also a number of graduates wearing sashes. These are being worn by graduates who have studied abroad, and the sash represents the flag of the country where he or she studied. A list of the graduates and the country that they studied in can be found on page 14 of your program. I'd like to introduce Shally Lundeen, President of our Alumni Association Board, for the turning of the tassel.
Thanks, Coach Lapira. I'm honored to be here today to speak as the board president of the Alumni Association and as a graduate of Missouri Southern, not once, but twice. On behalf of more than 20,000 Missouri Southern alumni around this world, I'd like to congratulate you on your accomplishment. You will soon join teachers, as myself, police officers, nurses, biologists, and entrepreneurs who all have the same thing in common. We are all proud alumni of Missouri Southern. You entered this room today as college students. You will leave this room today as alumni, graduates of Missouri Southern. Over your lifetime, many people will ask you where you went to school. I hope you're like me whenever you say, I went to Missouri Southern. I'm a Lion. The relationships you have developed at Southern is permanent and lasting. The transitions from student to graduate makes you a new partner in the future of our alma mater. Your continued involvement is important in helping shape this university. Today is your first day as a Southern alum. The Alumni Association Board of Directors, we have a challenge for you, class of 2014. We want you to be the most active, the most involved, and the best graduating class of Missouri Southern. But I have a couple of guidelines I'd like you to look at. We want you to participate. That is the biggest thing. We want you to participate in your alma mater. Attend events in the community. Come back for homecoming. Come back for graduation. Meet those opportunities and meet other Southern alumni. We want you to look at the mentoring programs. You yourself have gone through, and you could be a mentor to several people on this campus. We want you to help us establish new alumni interest groups, help develop programs and activities that interest you and interest our future graduates. We also want you to give back to the university. We'd like you to make financial commitments every year to the annual fund. Help those in the university grow. Give back to the university that's given you so much. Be the best that you can be by meeting those challenges. I want you to be as proud as I am to be a graduate of Missouri Southern. I have a pennant that has Missouri Southern on it. It hangs in my office in the window, and every day students walk in, parents walk in, and visitors walk into our school, and the first thing they see is that Missouri Southern pennant hanging in my office window. And they ask me, were you a graduate of Southern? And I'm like, yes, I was. And I'm very proud of that. And I want you to be that proud. I want you to show your pride as we do as graduates and alumni. So, at this time, will members of the class of 2014 please rise? To signify your accomplishments and your change in status from students to alumni, please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left, placing them over your heart. That's the heart of a lion. Congratulations and welcome to the Missouri Southern Alumni Association.
Please welcome Amelia Markley, vocal and instrumental music education major from Joplin, to the stage for the singing of the Missouri Southern State University alma mater. She will perform the alma mater once as a solo. The second time through, the audience is encouraged to join in. The alma mater is printed on page 16 of your program. Please stand and remain standing for the recessional.
Our alma mater, we honor thee, shaping and guiding our destiny. After we have parted, as the years roll by, we'll keep each memory. Hail, hail to thee, our alma mater, we honor thee, shaping and guiding our destiny. After we have parted, as the years roll by, we'll keep each memory. Hail, hail to thee.
B, back to letter B. Right letter B. One, ready. All right, thank you, gang. What's our responsibilities in terms of getting this stuff back? None. None? Except for percussion. You need any help? You're good?